The old mansion stood perched on a hill, its decrepit facade illuminated only by the pale glow of the moon. The townsfolk whispered of its dark past, warning each other to steer clear of its ominous presence. Legends spoke of a curse that plagued the house, trapping the souls of the damned within its walls. Among the locals, there was a tale passed down through generations of a family who had once inhabited the mansion. They were said to have dabbled in dark arts, invoking spirits from the netherworld and sealing their fate within the confines of the house. No one dared to venture near for fear of awakening the restless spirits that lurked within. One fateful night, a group of thrill-seekers decided to defy the warnings and explore the abandoned mansion. Among them was Sarah, a skeptic who scoffed at the tales of ghosts and curses. With cameras and flashlights in hand, they entered the house, unaware of the horrors that awaited them. As they stepped over the threshold, a chill descended upon them, and the air grew thick with dread. The floorboards creaked beneath their feet, and shadows danced in the dim light. Despite her bravado, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling of unease that gnawed at her insides. They ventured deeper into the mansion, their footsteps echoing through the empty halls. Strange symbols adorned the walls, and the faint scent of decay lingered in the air. Suddenly, a cold wind swept through the room, extinguishing their torches and plunging them into darkness. Panic ensued as they fumbled for their light sources, but their efforts were in vain. In the pitch-black darkness, they could hear whispers echoing all around them, sinister voices beckoning them deeper into the abyss. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest as she struggled to make sense of the chaos unfolding around her. As their eyes adjusted to the darkness, they caught glimpses of shadowy figures flitting in and out of sight. The air grew colder, and a sense of dread washed over them like a tidal wave. Sarah could feel the hairs on the back of her neck stand on end as she tried to rationalize what she was experiencing. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierced the silence, sending shivers down their spines. They raced towards the source of the sound, their hearts pounding in their chests. In the dim light, they saw a figure huddled in the corner, its eyes wide with terror. "It's here," the figure whispered, its voice trembling with fear. "The spirits. They're real." Sarah felt a chill run down her spine as she realized the gravity of their situation. They were not alone in the mansion. Something sinister lurked in the shadows, watching their every move. With trembling hands, she reached for her camera, determined to capture evidence of the paranormal activity. But as she raised the camera to take a photo, a bone-chilling voice echoed in her mind, warning her to turn back before it was too late. Ignoring the warning, she pressed the shutter button, capturing a fleeting glimpse of a ghostly figure before it vanished into thin air. The group pressed on, their nerves frayed and their senses on high alert. Each room they entered seemed to pulse with malevolent energy, and the whispers grew louder with each passing moment. Sarah could feel the weight of the curse bearing down on her, threatening to consume her soul. As they ventured deeper into the mansion, they stumbled upon a hidden chamber concealed behind a secret passage. The air grew heavy with the stench of decay, and the walls seemed to pulse with a sinister energy. Sarah's heart raced as she stepped into the chamber, her senses overwhelmed by the darkness that surrounded her. In the center of the room stood an ancient altar, its surface adorned with strange symbols and glyphs. A sense of foreboding washed over Sarah as she approached the altar, her footsteps echoing in the empty chamber. Suddenly, she felt a cold hand grasp her shoulder, sending a jolt of fear coursing through her veins. Whirling around, she came face to face with a ghostly figure, its eyes burning with an otherworldly fire. "You shouldn't have come here," it whispered, its voice echoing in the darkness. "This place is cursed, and now you are cursed too." Sarah's blood ran cold as the realization dawned on her. They had trespassed upon sacred ground, awakening the spirits that lay dormant within the mansion. With a sinking feeling in her heart, she knew that they had unleashed a force beyond their comprehension, one that would stop at nothing to claim their souls. Desperate to escape the cursed mansion, they raced towards the exit, their hearts pounding in their chests. But with each step they took, The shadows seemed to close in around them, trapping them in a nightmarish labyrinth. Sarah could feel the curse tightening its grip on her, threatening to drag her down into the depths of despair. As they reached the entrance of the mansion, they were greeted by a sight that chilled them to the bone. The once tranquil night had been replaced by a swirling vortex of darkness, tendrils of shadow reaching out to ensnare them. Sarah's heart pounded in her chest as she realized that they were trapped, with nowhere to run. With a sinking feeling in her heart, she knew that their only hope lay in confronting the spirits that haunted the mansion. Gathering her courage, she turned to face the darkness, her eyes blazing with determination. "We will not be afraid," she declared, her voice ringing out in defiance. "We will stand our ground and face whatever comes our way." With a collective nod of agreement, they prepared to make their final stand against the forces of darkness. As the shadows closed in around them, they stood side by side, ready to confront their fears head-on. With a primal roar, they charged into the heart of the darkness, their spirits unyielding in the face of adversity. In the ensuing battle, they fought with all their strength, driving back the spirits that sought to consume their souls. With each blow they struck, the darkness receded, until at last, the mansion was bathed in the light of dawn. As the last echoes of the curse faded into oblivion, they emerged victorious, their bond stronger than ever before. And though the scars of their ordeal would never fully heal, they knew that they had triumphed over the darkness that had threatened to consume them. For in the end, it was their courage and determination that had saved them from a fate worse than death. As they left the cursed mansion behind, they vowed never to forget the horrors they had witnessed within its walls. And though the whispers of the past would haunt them for the rest of their days, they knew that they had emerged stronger for having faced their fears and conquered them in the end. The legend of the haunted mansion would live on in the annals of history, a cautionary tale for those who dared to tempt fate. But for Sarah and her companions, it would always serve as a reminder of the power of friendship and the strength of the human spirit in the face of unspeakable evil.